So, we're going to get into this chapter on advertising, sales, promotion, and PR now, chapter 19. In the broadest sense, advertising, which we know is aimed at changing impressions, does the three general purposes of advertising. Either it is to inform people, to persuade, or to remind. Okay? So rather than me telling you about this, let's take a look at a couple of ads out here and what they're doing in these ads. And then you can get the idea. First one is
for $1.
That's yours.
How far can I get with this? You can get out. How tan can I get for this? That's it. Hi. What can I get for this?
How about a crispy, juicy chicken with all the amenities and an irresistible classic known fondly as the McChicken?
Wow. Now more than ever, McDonald's dollar menu.
So a very silly thing customers being informed about here, simply the fact that McDonald's is a dollar menu, right? So you can have a purpose like this for something such as, if you've got a complicated product, a new product, typically the goal is to inform, as the iPhone campaign that you might remember from 2007.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Did somebody say calamari? Closest would be up.
Okay. You'll notice in general, companies that have something to say about their product will have the goal of to inform. And you saw that in the Apple ad, the iPhone ad. You saw that in McDonald's ad, where they simply want to tell you about a new deal or a new price. It could be about a new store opening in your area. It could be about a new website. These are all cases where companies are trying to inform you about what they're doing. Hopefully I can get this ad to work.
Is that like during the introduction stage usually?
Very often. Except this is a good example here, because in this case, the product is not in the introduction stage. Okay, to answer your question, for the most part, yes. If you got a new product, generally speaking, you want to tell customers about the new product. Samsung wants to talk about what is new about the LED TV. You might then say that, what does Ford have to talk about? Well, they can talk about their new models. They can talk about new innovations in the models. But what about products that get really boring? Like Coke or Pepsi. What do you speak about in Coke or Pepsi? You come out with something new about it, something silly, to create buzz, to create excitement. You talk about that. It might be something as silly as sponsoring the World Cup or sponsoring some sort of games or football or something like that. Okay. Yeah?
You see that with beer all the time, specifically Budweiser. I remember they used to have like the 3 frogs, and that was like the thing for a while, and then they went on to sponsoring. I mean, I know they do the Super Bowl now too. They always had like one ad at least every year in the Super Bowl.
At least 5.
Oh, okay. They got 5.
Because Anheuser-Busch, or right now ABI, Anheuser-Busch InBev, owns not just Bud, but also Michelob and
So
pretty
it's
much
like
half the beers out there.
every alcoholic like beverage like beer, you always see that. They're always coming up with like new ads and new ways to market, even though it's the same thing.
And it might be something very silly, like for example, who was it? Coors or
Coors,
Miller talking about their temperature-sensitive bottles.
the sticker
turn
change.
blue. Yeah, the stickers turn blue when it's cold, so you know it's cold. I mean, it could be silly like that. It could be something like Pepsi about 4 years ago talking about the freezer pack for Pepsi or Coke. They used to have the big cases earlier.
Oh,
They created the freezer pack of 12 cans.
Yeah, you take one and it rolls out.
It could be something as silly as that, or it could be something truly innovative. Now, This is usually, you're right, usually when companies have launched something new, that's when they'll do something, they call it to inform. For all of you, if you're launching for your marketing plan a new product, new in some respect or the other, your goal will, for the most part, be to inform. Inform the customers about what the features of the new product. Now, if you have a mature product, remember, if you're a mature product, you are a Ford, you are a Toyota, how do you sell more Camrys? You can talk about some new feature about the Camry, but usually the best way to sell more Camrys is to beat up on the other companies. So you do comparative ads. So the best way to persuade other company people to buy products is to run comparative ads. Take a look at this one. Who's Best Buy's biggest competitor? Think about it. Quick.
Walmart.
So a guy called us and he started asking me all these questions about
No.
differences between LCDs and plasmas, 10,000 versus a 15,000 contrast ratio. Those are very specific questions. So I asked him, where are you calling from? He's like, I'm at Walmart. And I'm like, okay, you're obviously calling us because we're knowledgeable and then we've got the price match guarantee. So why don't you come on in and we'll get you set up with exactly what you need. And he was really happy and excited by the time he left the store. I think he's a Best Buyer for life.
Research has shown that companies that benefit the most from comparative advertising are companies that are either they're not market leaders. They're one of those market challengers or market followers. The number 2, number 3 companies are the ones that benefit the most from taking a shot at another company. Usually the market leader, for example, it wouldn't make sense for Walmart to beat up on Best Buy in advertising, which is why they don't. Usually the market leader is better off not taking a shot at competitors. Take a look at another example here, the same idea. You've seen this one. You've seen the whole series before, the Mac versus PC. This basically is a complete list. If you want to take a look at it, it's on this output. It's on the.
Definitely download it though.
Just like it.
Hello, I'm a Mac. And I'm a PC.
And I'm an XP user who's getting ready for the big move.
You're gonna love Windows 7.
To Mac.
Oh, what?
Well, they say moving to Windows 7 would be a fresh start, but the real fresh start would be moving to a computer like Mac, who's rated #1 in customer satisfaction. I mean, look, I could stick with what I know.
Yes.
But what I know is pain and frustration.
Why don't you just make up your mind?
I did. I'm gonna go with Mac.
Oh, great. Please, you don't have to rush into anything. You don't have to make up your mind.
This is by far the best example of the comparative advertising, where again, think about Apple being a small company taking a shot at, all the PC makers together. It has helped the company a lot in terms of